Okay, so today I'm going to give you a video on how to choose the right Muay Thai gym and the right coach. So the first thing I want to get into is defining your goal. If your goal is to be an enthusiast, you probably want to go for the more commercial gyms, the more fitness-based classes, things like this. You do not want to be getting hit in your head if you're just an enthusiast and you're never looking to fight. There are two types of people, enthusiasts and fighters. The fighters, then you need to go to a little bit of a rougher gym where they've got harder sparring and things like this, because again, your goal is to be a competitor. Your goal is not to be as an enthusiast. So setting this off the mark and knowing what you want before you go into the gym is really important. Number two is check the gym's vibe and energy. If people are welcoming, respectful, helpful, these are all good things that you want to look for in a gym. Most gyms you come across should have these. As a business, they're obviously looking to have people there training to keep the lights on. So again, most places you go in, if people are not like this when you walk inside a gym, helpful, respectful, the energy is good, it makes you feel at home, then I'd probably think about picking another gym. So number three is going to be the coach's experience and background. When I was younger, I trained under Liam Robinson and Tony Myers together. Liam was an active fighter in the UK scene. He was in the top 5 when I came to him. And Tony was one of the leading coaches in the UK, a leading ref. He changed the game in terms of judging UK Muay Thai. He's a pioneer in my eyes. So again, I already knew I could see their background going into it. I could see what they were doing because they were doing it at the time that I started. So I never thought to myself while I was in the UK I would ever train with anyone else. Normally there is breadcrumbs everywhere. Normally you will already have people inside the gym who are, if they're fighting competitively, you will see that already, and you can sort of read off that whether the coach is good or not, especially if they've taught them from the ground up. Then their background and their pedigree is also going to be great. Okay, so how much personal attention you get. Now, this varies in different aspects, because if you're an enthusiast and there's a class with 30 people, you're probably not going to get tons of one-to-one attention, whereas the fighters class that maybe has 8 or 10 people in is probably going to get a lot more attention on them. Again, when you're training for a competitive fight, there is a lot more that goes into it than training as an enthusiast. You want to get the technique, you want to get everything correct, but you're doing it for fitness, you're not doing it for fighting. So I think this also depends on the coaches who are there. It's a bit different if you walk into a gym and the guy's teaching a class and he just sits on his phone all the time. This is not good in any gym. So you want to make sure that they're going around everyone, they're giving everyone a little bit of time, they're making sure they're trying to refine you on technique and details that you want to get better at. And also as well, most people, you can come to them after classes and ask them and be like, I just want to know about this, I want to know about that, this didn't feel good. And most of the time coaches will jump out and help you, especially if they're passionate about the sport and passionate about their job. They will often give you tips for free outside of the classes. Okay, the next thing is watch a class first. You can always go into a gym and watch and see if you like it. I'm pretty sure most gyms would let you do this. If they don't, then that's probably a bit of a red flag. So go in, watch the class, see how it is, see if you think that it would be something that you like and enjoy. And as well, see from the people in there, are they enjoying the class? If they're enjoying it and you think it looks fun, you're probably going to enjoy it as well. Okay, so the next thing is going to be look at the students, not just the coaches. I think this is especially important when you're looking to be a fighter. Normally, there is a backlog of people that they've trained from, whether they trained them from very young, from the bottom to the top, or people who have come in who have gotten better underneath them. Again, you can't really argue with evidence. If there are guys in there who are world champions and they've trained with them from the start, or they've come in then they've become that, then if there's more than one, it's not just pot luck. They've obviously helped develop that person greatly, so I think you should really look at the students as well to see, are there guys in there that are good? If there are, it normally means that the coach is good and the gym is good. Okay, so the next thing I want to go over is safety and sparring culture. This is super important when you're picking a new gym or you're just starting out on your Muay Thai journey. You want to make sure that when you come into a gym, that if you're doing it as an enthusiast, are they safe? Are they careful? Is it full of people with huge egos who just want to beat each other up? If so, if you're an enthusiast, or even if you're a fighter, this is not really a good way to start out, especially. I always think, is the sparring controlled and is it educational? We have this sort of culture in Thailand where it's, you know, play sparring all the time. I think you get a lot more from play sparring. You get to practice your techniques, you get to practice things like that. If you've got constantly people when you're sparring, they're trying to take your head off, you don't really have time to practice these small things which are really important for your own development. You need that controlled element of sparring so you can practice new techniques, your sweeps, even things like this, without thinking I'm going to break some or I'm going to get hit in the head or rocked or even knocked out in some gyms. Play sparring is crucial for long-term development and safety. As well, you don't want to come into the gym and feel like you're leaving all the time. It can sort of knock your confidence when, you know, you're going with people, they're going a little bit hard and the coach is not saying anything to them and things like that. So look for that inside the gym as well. Are people controlled? Are they careful? Are they safe? Because this is really important for long-term development. Okay, so the next thing I want to get into is the coach's ability to communicate. How do they communicate, and do they communicate well? I always think about communication and coaching as a straight road. You know, how can I get you from point A to point B direct? It should be easy to digest the information that you're getting from the coach, and as well, you should understand it. They should be able to explain why and how and when very easily without you second guessing anything that they say. This is really important. Again, for development, you're going to get to the destination much quicker that you want to get to, and you're going to get there in a playful learning manner. You're going to enjoy it a lot more as well because you're going to see progression more quickly when you're inside the gym because of how the coach communicates with you. Okay, so the next thing I want to get into is there structured classes for progression. A lot of times we'll see in a lot of gyms where it's just very random. I don't think there needs to be a timetable as such, but there does need to be certain elements, like in a set class, working on a set thing. I don't think it can just be random all the time, because again, with a lot of techniques and things like this, there is a lot of options. So let's say, for example, there is a defensive movement where you parry the hand. The class should be based off of how to counter that and how to attack from that. So you've got the structure of the session already, you're just branching things off of what you're doing, off of that one thing in that class. I think this is really good because you give a chance to try different things. We're not all the same. Some of us like to punch, some of us like to kick, elbow, knee, clinch, whatever. So having different options for the one thing that you're basing the class off is important for the different people that are in the class, because no one is going to be the same, and you're all learning something new that is to do with the thing that you like to do yourself. Okay, so the last thing I want to mention is trust your gut and ask a lot of questions. Most coaches, if you ask them a question, they will be able to answer it, and you will understand their answer straight away and understand why they're answering the question in that way. If a coach cannot answer any question that you're putting out there, or they're struggling to answer, it is a huge red flag. You want to go off experience. How much experience does that person have? And how they answer questions will let you know how much experience they have. For me personally, I always say you can ask me any question and I'll answer it straight away. That's because I know the game, I have experience, and from my own personal experience, I'm answering correctly so people can understand what I'm saying. Again, logic. you want to sort of, when you ask your coach a question inside the gym, you want them to answer and you to go, yeah, I understand that, that makes sense. That's the one thing I would say. So take all these things when you're looking for a new gym, when you're looking for a new Muay Thai gym or a new coach, a new team, new training partners. Take all these things into account, and if you ask these questions to yourself going into finding a new gym or whatever, you'll have a lot more success and you won't have to move around all the time. You will be hopefully find a great gym and you can stick with them for the rest of your career, whether you're a fighter or stick with them just to develop as an enthusiast. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped you.